They dominated under the primetime lights, shattered records that once seemed untouchable, and left even the title favorites completely stunned on the field. A historic performance that could change the course of the season, and maybe the franchise. But the most impressive part? They still haven't played their best football. Find out why this team has the entire NFL on high alert. Be sure to like and leave a comment below. Do you think this team has what it takes to have a good campaign? We want to hear your opinion. Michael Penix Jr. didn't wait for the headlines. He wrote them himself after orchestrating a 24-14 takedown of the Buffalo Bills under the bright lights of Monday Night Football. The Falcons' second-year quarterback made his statement loud and clear. It showed that we're one of the ones. This team is really good. This team is really legit, and he wasn't exaggerating. With the Falcons now sitting at 3-2 on the season, the national conversation has officially changed. The NFL has been put on notice, and the Falcons didn't just sneak into relevance, they kicked the door down. Let's not underplay the magnitude of what happened in front of a national audience. The Bills came into this game as Super Bowl favorites. Atlanta, a team many outside of Georgia still weren't taking seriously. That changed in 4 quarters. This was more than just a win, it was a declaration. A team once clinging to playoff hopes now looks like it could be building towards something much bigger. Michael Penix Jr. was locked in from the jump, connecting with Drake London 10 times for a commanding 158 yards and a touchdown. It was clear from the opening drive that the Falcons' offense came into this one with something to prove, and they did it with power, precision, and poise. Penix finished with 250 yards passing, but more than the numbers, it was the control he showed, the command, the confidence. There's a maturity in his game now that suggests he's not just playing quarterback, he's becoming a franchise quarterback. But the night didn't belong to just Penix. If he was the conductor, Robinson was the symphony. The second-year running back didn't just have a good night. He had the kind of night that reshapes narratives and sends defensive coordinators across the league back to the drawing board. Robinson erupted for 170 rushing yards on just 19 carries, averaging nearly 9 yards per tote, and added another 68 yards receiving. That's 238 yards from scrimmage in one game. And the highlight? An 81-yard touchdown run that looked like something out of a video game. He broke tackles, outran defenders, and practically defied physics as the crowd lost its collective mind. It wasn't just the longest run of his career, it was the longest in the league this season. It was the type of moment that turns stars into superstars. Head coach Raheem Morris summed it up best after the game. He's the best player in football. And when you watch Robinson, it's hard to argue. He leads the league in scrimmage yards, and he's done it despite playing one fewer game than most. His 822 scrimmage yards are 42 more than the next closest player. He's third in rushing, ninth in receiving overall, and second among all running backs. It's not just the volume. It's the efficiency, the explosiveness, the impact. For the first time in franchise history, the Falcons had a player rush for 150 yards and another finish with 150 receiving yards in the same game. Robinson and Drake London weren't just the engine of the offense, they were the offense. Together, they accounted for 89% of the Falcons' first-half production. That's not a balanced attack. That's a dynamic duo taking over the league one highlight at a time. And it's not like they padded stats in garbage time. The Falcons did most of their damage early, posting 21 first-half points, their highest output in any half this season. By halftime, Robinson had already racked up 138 rushing yards, the most by any player in a single half this year. London had already crossed the 100-yard receiving mark. The tone was set. Even the setbacks in the second half, a few stalled drives, only 3 points added, couldn't overshadow the complete performance. When it mattered most, the Falcons marched into the red zone late, nailed the field goal to make it a 2-score game, and iced the win. It was clinical. It was composed. It was what good teams do. And that's the real headline here. The Falcons are becoming a good team. Maybe even a great one. Through 5 games, they lead the NFL in total defense and are second in total offense. They're 2-0 in primetime. They've already beaten 3 playoff teams from last year. And they're doing it with a young, confident, and balanced roster that looks like it's just scratching the surface. The message from inside the locker room is consistent. No one's satisfied. Not Penix. Not Robinson. Not Raheem Morris. This team knows it hasn't played its best football yet, and that might be the scariest part. I feel like it is going to be a scary sight whenever we figure it out and all play together and play a full game and not just one good half, Penix said. Robinson echoed the sentiment, "This can't satisfy us. Not one bit. This is just a step in the road, and we got to come back here tomorrow and get better." They've been here before. After a big primetime win earlier this year against Minnesota, the Falcons stumbled the following week. That lesson clearly wasn't lost on this group. There's no dancing in the locker room. There's no parade. There's just work, focus, and belief. So now the question shifts. Is this just a hot start or the beginning of something real? Falcons fans, what do you think? Is this team legit? And are we finally witnessing the rise of a true contender in Atlanta? The answer to that might come this Sunday night in Santa Clara. Up next, the Falcons head west to face the San Francisco 49ers in another primetime showdown. It's a brutal back-to-back stretch, facing two of the league's most physical and respected rosters under the national spotlight. But if there's one thing this Falcons team has made clear, it's that they don't shy away from the moment, they embrace it. There's a growing sense around this team that they're building something sustainable. This isn't just a flash-in-the-pan offense fueled by a couple of explosive players. It's a team that's starting to find its identity, and that identity is rooted in balance, explosiveness, and relentless effort. The defense, ranked number 1 in the league, has quietly been setting the tone, forcing 3-and-outs, getting off the field on third downs, and giving the offense extra chances to attack. The offense, meanwhile, has started to trust its playmakers. Whether it's Penix threading needles, Robinson slicing through defenses, or London climbing the ladder to make contested grabs, this is a unit that's growing up in real time. And maybe the most encouraging part? They haven't even played a full, complete game yet. That's not criticism. That's potential. Everyone in the locker room knows the second half against Buffalo left points on the field. Drives stalled. Opportunities missed. But that's what good teams do. They win even when they're not perfect. And they learn from it. The bond between Penix and London looks real. The belief in Robinson is already unshakable. The respect for Raheem Morris is evident in how this team responds to adversity. The Falcons are no longer hunting for an identity, they're crafting one. And the league is starting to see it. The rest of the NFC South is officially on notice. The Bucs may lead by one game, but Atlanta has momentum, youth, and a chip on its shoulder. 12 games remain. 12 more chances to sharpen the sword and prove to everyone, maybe even to themselves, that this isn't a fluke. It's a foundation. So if you're not paying attention to Atlanta yet, it's time. This team isn't asking for respect. They're taking it. Hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and let us know what you thought of Bijan's historic performance. You want Falcons news first? You'll find it right here. Go Falcons!